She loved him for years. Now, she just feels nothing. What went wrong? This isn't just another story about a failing marriage. It's a reality that millions of couples face, yet very few talk about. Let's get real, love doesn't disappear in one dramatic moment. It fades away in the unnoticed ones. The long silences at dinner. The conversations that become nothing more than small talk. The feeling that you're no longer seen, no longer heard, no longer valued. And here's a shocking fact. 60% of women over 50 admit they feel emotionally disconnected from their husbands. Even more alarming, 1/3 of all divorces in the U.S. involve couples over the age of 50. But why? Most men don't cheat. They don't suddenly become bad people. So why do so many women emotionally detach from their husbands as they get older? Here's the truth, it's not just about aging. It's about common mistakes men make without even realizing it. And today, we're going to expose them one by one. Because if you're a husband watching this, you need to know. This isn't just about saving a marriage. This is about saving your connection, your partnership, and your place in her heart. Let's begin. Reason number 1, emotional labor, the invisible burden. For years, Mary did everything to make their home feel warm and loving. She remembered birthdays, planned holiday gatherings, made sure the kids had what they needed. She was the one who noticed when her husband was stressed, when he needed encouragement, when something was off. And her husband? He just showed up. He appreciated it, sure, but he never really thought about how much work it took. One day, Mary sat at the dinner table, exhausted. She looked at her husband, who was reading the newspaper, oblivious to the fact that she had been running the household like a full-time job. And that's when it hit her, she wasn't just tired. She was done. The hidden weight of emotional labor. In most marriages, women carry the emotional weight of the relationship. They are the ones who remember, who plan, who anticipate. Studies show that even in modern households, women still do the majority of the mental and emotional work, even after retirement. At first, they do it out of love. But over time, if they feel unappreciated, unseen, and unsupported, that love turns into quiet resentment. How it damages a marriage. It's not the physical tasks that wear women down, it's the feeling that they are alone in carrying the relationship. Many husbands assume, she's always handled this, so she must be fine. But the truth? She's not fine. She's waiting. Waiting for him to notice. Waiting for him to step in. Waiting for him to show that he values everything she does, not just with a thank you, but by actually sharing the load. And when she stops waiting, she stops caring. How to fix it? If you're a husband watching this, here's the reality, your wife doesn't want grand gestures. She wants a partner. Someone who notices when things need to be done. Someone who shares in the planning, the remembering, the caring. So ask yourself, when was the last time you planned something special for her without her reminding you? Do you take on responsibilities, or do you wait for her to delegate them? Have you ever asked, what's one thing I could do to make your life easier? Because if you think emotional labor doesn't matter, think again. Women don't leave because they stop loving. They leave because they feel alone. And if this is happening in your marriage, the next mistake might be making it even worse. Let's talk about it. But communication is a two-way street, and that brings us to mistake number 2. Reason number 2, lack of deep conversation, when talking turns into silence. At the beginning of a relationship, conversation flows effortlessly. How was your day? Tell me about your dreams. What's on your mind? There's curiosity, excitement, and a genuine desire to connect. But over the years, something shifts. Conversations become predictable, shallow, even. Instead of connecting, couples start talking in routines. Did you pay the bills? What's for dinner? Did you take out the trash? And the worst part? Many men don't even notice the shift. When a woman feels unseen. For years, Emily loved talking with her husband. They used to share their thoughts, their worries, their dreams. But now, every time she tried to start a meaningful conversation, she got short answers. Or worse, no response at all. He just doesn't talk anymore. And over time, she stopped trying. Because why bother opening up when it feels like no one's really listening? Why this hurts a marriage? For a woman, talking is connection. It's how she feels close, how she knows her partner still sees her, cares about her, values her thoughts. When meaningful conversation fades, so does emotional intimacy. And when emotional intimacy disappears, physical intimacy follows. Men often wonder why their wives pull away, why they seem uninterested or distant. Here's the truth: she didn't stop caring. She stopped feeling connected. The solution: the 10-minute rule. Bringing back deep conversation doesn't take hours, it takes intentionality. Try this. Every day, spend at least 10 minutes talking to your wife about something other than work, chores, or family responsibilities. Ask her, what's something that made you happy today? What's something you've been thinking about a lot lately? What's a dream or goal you still want to pursue? And here's the key: really listen. No distractions, no interruptions, no aha while scrolling through your phone. Because when a woman feels heard, she feels loved. And when she feels loved, everything changes. But conversation isn't the only thing that keeps a marriage strong. Let's talk about the next mistake that's pushing women away without their husbands even realizing it. But even the best conversations won't fix a marriage if this next mistake keeps happening. Reason number 3, taking her for granted, no longer appreciate her. For years, Lisa knew exactly how her husband liked his coffee. Not too hot. A splash of cream. 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, never 2. Every morning, she made it just the way he liked. She never expected a thank you every single day. But one morning, as she placed his cup on the table, something hit her. He never even noticed. Not once did he say, "I love how you make my coffee." Not once did he stop to appreciate the small things she did for him. And in that moment, she realized. It wasn't just about the coffee. It was about everything. The way she asked about his day, but he never asked about hers. The way she planned their vacations, but he never noticed the effort. The way she supported his dreams, but he never asked about hers. Years of unnoticed effort, unspoken gratitude, and one-sided emotional labor. And that's when she stopped trying. Because the moment a woman feels unseen, that's the moment she starts pulling away. And that's how love doesn't die in one big explosion. It fades, little by little, until one day, there's nothing left. But it doesn't have to be this way. If men recognize the silent burden their wives carry, they can change everything before it's too late. And that starts with understanding the next mistake that's quietly pushing women away. Solution: how to make her feel seen again. It doesn't take grand gestures. It doesn't take expensive gifts. It starts with acknowledgement. When was the last time you told your wife, "I see everything you do, and I appreciate it"? When was the last time you said thank you, not out of habit, but because you truly meant it? Here's how you can start today. Say it out loud. Next time she makes dinner, folds the laundry, or even just sits beside you after a long day, look at her and say, "Thank you for everything you do. I don't say it enough, but I appreciate you." Write it down. A handwritten note. A sticky note on the fridge. A text message that simply says, "I was thinking about you today, and I just wanted to say, I love you." Show it in small ways. Make her coffee before she makes yours. Surprise her with a hug when she least expects it. Notice when she's tired and say, "Let me handle this today." The truth is, women don't stop loving their husbands overnight. They stop when they feel like they don't matter anymore. And a simple thank you today? It could be the first step in bringing back everything you once had. Because the next mistake men make? It's even more dangerous. It's the slow loss of intimacy. Solution: how to make her feel seen again. It doesn't take grand gestures. It doesn't take expensive gifts. It starts with acknowledgement. When was the last time you told your wife, "I see everything you do, and I appreciate it"? When was the last time you said thank you, not out of habit, but because you truly meant it? Here's how you can start today. Say it out loud. Next time she makes dinner, folds the laundry, or even just sits beside you after a long day, look at her and say, "Thank you for everything you do. I don't say it enough, but I appreciate you." Write it down. A handwritten note. A sticky note on the fridge. A text message that simply says, "I was thinking about you today, and I just wanted to say, I love you." Show it in small ways. Make her coffee before she makes yours. Surprise her with a hug when she least expects it. Notice when she's tired and say, "Let me handle this today." The truth is, women don't stop loving their husbands overnight. They stop when they feel like they don't matter anymore. And a simple thank you today? It could be the first step in bringing back everything you once had. Because the next mistake men make? It's even more dangerous. It's the slow loss of intimacy. But sometimes, it's not just the husband's fault. Sometimes, life itself gets in the way. Reason number 4, life changes, big changes. Solution, reigniting the connection. Love doesn't die overnight. It fades in the quiet repetition of routine, the same conversations, the same habits, the same predictable days. But here's the truth, marriage is either growing or dying. There is no in-between. If you want to keep your wife emotionally connected, you must create new moments together. Here's how. Learn something new together. Take a dance class. Learn to cook a new dish. Try a hobby she's always wanted to explore. New experiences create new emotional bonds. Break the routine. Surprise her. Plan a spontaneous weekend trip. Go out to dinner somewhere neither of you have been. Even small changes, like a new walking route, can bring back a sense of excitement. Make shared time intentional. Instead of watching TV in silence, ask, "What's one thing you'd love for us to do together this year?" Then make it happen. A marriage without new memories is like a fire without new wood. It slowly burns out. The next mistake? It's what happens when a woman starts growing and her husband doesn't. But what if I told you, the real problem isn't change, it's feeling invisible. Love doesn't disappear in a single moment. It fades quietly. In the unanswered questions. In the routine that never changes. In the moments where one person stops feeling seen. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be this way. A strong relationship isn't about grand romantic gestures, it's about the small, consistent efforts that say, "I still see you. I still choose you." Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt this shift in your relationship? What changed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more insights on love, marriage, and keeping relationships strong even after decades together, subscribe now. Because the next video? It might change everything.